What's up, my cronies, and welcome back to Let's Play Gunman's Proof. I believe last time we visited the abandoned mine and fought Ghost Suzuki again. We were told that there's basically two more strongholds to fight before we go to Demi's hideout. And there's two towers, one made of wood, one made of stone, on opposite corners of the map to the north. But in order to access the wood tower, we need a way to climb waterfalls. So we need to talk to the two martial artists who we talked to before, and going back to this one guy's cave, Gansetsu, or whatever his name is, Gentetsu, I don't know how to pronounce it. He tells me that he can only teach me half of the technique, and I'll have to go see his brother, who we visited in the last video, so I'm going to quickly jump there right now. Because there's a lot of swimming involved and backtracking, and I don't really want to deal with that, because, like I established in the last video, swimming's kind of annoying. So anyway, Tanaki, or I think it's Tanaki, teaches us the other half of the secret, which turns out to be basically a shoryuken. And we're going to now warp back to town and try it out. Because if it can indeed climb waterfalls, hey, there's one in town. So as I try to jump off things and fail, and then can't find the waterfall for a good couple seconds, I'm gonna fumble around for a bit. Talk to Sarah, I guess. Oh, I can't remember if I talked to her last time, but she basically said that there's a little something different about me going on. So surely enough, the shoryuken, the shoryuken surely takes us up the waterfall. And up here we find, after we go right a screen, a treasure chest which contains a health upgrade. Very nice. So a little about the shoryuken itself. You do not do it by doing down forward and then diagonally down and forward punch. You instead just do down up punch. And it works about 75% of the time. Sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to work at all. And it can be kind of frustrating if you're actually trying to fight something with it. But most of the time it's not too big of a deal. Though if you ever see me just go down and up really quickly, it's probably because I'm trying to shoryuken. Or almighty upper, as it's called in this game. But for the ease of just calling it something familiar, I'll call it the shoryuken. So now if we go up this waterfall, we find yet another karate man, who gives us a headband, which will increase our strength, which will be very helpful, because it'll take less shots to kill enemies, especially with weaker guns such as the machine gun. As you saw, that one dude died in like 2 shots, that guy died in like 3, and now we're going to wait and get the ball and chain, which we unlocked at the end of the last video. And like I said, it's horrible. I'll use it in a second. But it's not worth getting at all. Basically, it is, just as it sounds, a ball and chain that you swing around and throw. I found it very, very hard to use. And for one thing, most of the enemies in this game shoot at you, which, if you're spinning around in a circle near one enemy, it leaves you open to pretty much every other enemy. Have to check the map real quick, because I found that I'm going the wrong way. But yeah, the ball and chain is... and plus when you go to throw it, I couldn't really get the aiming down. I don't know if you have to hold the direction, which I guess makes sense, but I don't think I tried that for some reason. I don't know why I just straight up walked by that treasure chest. I don't have any bombs or anything. If it was money, I mean, hey, that would just be good for me. But whatever. So the ball and chain, I really just got it to show you guys how it works. And we'll be getting that treasure chest in a minute. But don't worry about the ball and chain, ever. And now that I've used it, I don't think I'll ever use it again. See, I messed up the shoryuken a couple times right there. And yes, that's the way you want to go. Basically, if you go up the ladder and jump down these platforms, keep working your way around, you'll get to that treasure chest that we just saw, which contains, drumroll please, another health upgrade, if I can speak. And by my count, that leaves us 2 left from dungeons and 1 left on the map, which I'll get in the next video. Spoiler alert. So now all that's left is to, well, first backtrack to that waterfall, and find the tower, which is pretty close, I believe. Certainly not far, at least. So anyway, I would like to take this opportunity to apologize for having these episodes be uploaded so far away from each other. I know I said if it wasn't the last one, it was one of the recent ones, something along the lines of, yeah, I like to have a lot recorded so I don't get behind and so I can get them up once every other day. Well, I forgot that I had finals and had a bunch of stuff to do at the very end of the semester. But whatever, it's not like a lot of people watch these right when they're uploaded anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. It just kind of bothered me. I'm like, oh yeah, I still gotta finish this Let's Play. But that's what I'm doing now. And hopefully the remaining episodes will be uploaded with some form of normalcy. Anyway, as I went off on that whole spiel, run out of ammo, actually. So I picked up the bazooka, and for a lot of this dungeon, I'm gonna have pretty much weapon ADD. I'm going to be switching around a lot. I don't know if it's sometimes by accident, sometimes on purpose, definitely on purpose. But for the first time, it actually doesn't really matter what weapon we have when we go into the boss fight. And you'll see why in a little bit, when we actually get there. That one I can definitely say was probably by accident, picking up that machine gun. So I'll switch back to my bazooka. Let me find this guy who seemingly takes a lot of shots. That shot just went right through him. That shot didn't kill him. And finally on the third shot, we kill him. To find a golden power glove. Or power fist, as it's called. It's basically just a punch upgrade. I guess it just makes our punches stronger. Not too big of a deal. But still something good to get. And I think I tried to Shoryuken a couple times, but messed up twice in a row. So I just eventually decided to forget it. Then I also remember I have the ball and chain equipped. So I think I once again switch weapons, this time to the flamethrower, because I figure it's probably going to be a lot more useful than the bazooka, at least at the first part of the dungeon. And I forgot to say when I went through this the first time, but this is just about the only point in the game where crawling is helpful, because otherwise you're going to get shot by those little masks that were shooting at you. But you can just crawl into the shots and be fine. So anyway, we backtrack to the beginning of the dungeon, which isn't too complicated, actually. Like, honestly, the ghost town, as I said in that episode, was probably the most non-linear and roundabout dungeon in the whole game. The last couple dungeons are really pretty much straightforward. I mean, it's a tower, so you kind of have to just keep going up the stairs, and there's not too many deviating paths, I don't think. Unless you're trying to get the treasure, in which case you're going to go through this room quite a bit, and also one other fighting room, I believe. But for now, we're moving on. But we're going to have to drop down a floor after this room, I believe. To get some treasure, of course. Some useless treasure. I'm not sure if that was on purpose, switching back to the machine gun or not. Probably an accident. Anyway, when you get to this room, you're going to want to jump off the one that's farthest to the left and towards the middle of the screen to get, you guessed it, more treasure. Now there's two holes to jump through here in this room to jump down yet another floor, and I chose this one. I think obviously if you were to fall through the upper one, you would just go up the stairs there, and I'm pretty sure they both lead to the same place, but I chose to just pick this one. Don't know why. Because, I mean, it's kind of been a while since I've played, so I don't remember every little thing I did. Even though I thought, oh yeah, I'll remember this. But whatever. I just missed that silver coin. Something I don't think I've ever talked about yet, I can waste a few minutes talking about here, is the physics of picking stuff up in this game. In most games, if any part of your body touches... Oh, that's a lot of weapon drops. If any part of your body touches the pickup, you should pick it up. In this game, it's gravitated towards the upper portion of the main character's body. So sometimes you'll walk down towards something and think, okay, my feet will touch it, and I'll pick it up. No, not in this game. In this game, actually, you will... Okay, that's why I came back around, because I wanted to get this treasure chest with 500 bucks in it. You think I'll just barely touch it, and my feet will touch it, and I'll pick it up. No, in this game, you actually have to get to where, like, your torso or your head touches it. And it's kind of annoying. I'm sure you might have noticed. At some points, I'll go to pick something up, miss it, and then have to walk back down to get it. And that's why. Not really too big of a problem, but it kind of got a little bit annoying at times. But like I said, not too big of a deal. The weapon pickups seem to have a larger radius for pickup. Anyway, moving on, switched back to the bazooka once again. I think maybe I decided it was good to have. Who knows? This treasure chest is yet another fake, which I will open up and kill and hope for something good. Remember, they do take quite a few shots. I believe it's 3 shots with the bazooka. Hey, and he dropped an extra life. How useless. Honestly, pretty much anything he drops would be useless at this point in the game. I have more than enough lives. I don't really think he drops weapons, and if he drops a gold coin, big deal. Now, of these 2 chests, the right one is the one that contains treasure. The second one, the one on the left, is another fake. I believe there's actually 3 fakes in this dungeon, and the one we just fought is going to be the only one that I actually activate. It's good to know which one is a fake and which one's actually treasure. And of course, I'll differentiate between the other 2. Did that guy just blow up, or did he walk into the explosion? I think that guy might have just blown up. Huh. Anyway, back to this room, and finally we go up another floor. Alright, now in this room, the upper treasure chest is the fake, and the lower one contains more treasure. A diamond this time. How nice, maybe I can give it to Sarah. You know what they say, if you like it, you should put a ring on it. Or, in any case, give a chick a big honkin' diamond. You know, they also say that diamonds are a girl's best friend. And we're out of bazooka ammo. Not too big of a deal, because I believe we'll pick up more. And even then, like I said, it doesn't really matter which weapon we have for the boss of this dungeon. And I believe we are pretty much close to the end of this dungeon. As you can see, with our completely upgraded gun and... yeah, here's the boss. With our completely upgraded base gun and that bandana we got, we're doing pretty good damage, so honestly our main gun is pretty powerful now. So anyway, we have come to this boss. 2 sisters, Mary and... I forget the other one. Mary and... Sister. No, her name isn't Sister. They should say, because they're Japanese and they go off with this whole little spiel that kind of reminds me of Team Rocket a little bit. You know, Jesse, oh, Sally. Jesse, James, Mary. Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare to fight. And this is why I said that it doesn't really matter which weapon you have, because honestly, if they want to punch and do stuff, why not just fight them with shoryukens of your own? You do launch punching projectiles straight up that I believe go all the way through up to the top of the screen, and also you're completely invincible while you are in the air. I almost said while ever. That's not a word. So anyway, especially after picking up the bandana, it doesn't really take many punches to bring these girls down, especially because you launched 3 projectiles, which should all 3 hit. And also, the way they move around makes it kind of annoying to shoot at them. So honestly, shoryuken is the way to go in this fight. I mean, with her, I got really lucky that she really just stayed above me the whole time. I love that noise they make when they die. Kind of reminds me of a certain moment in Mother 3 where a certain character makes a similar noise. Namely, the end of Chapter 5. Which is one of my favorite parts of that game, just because it's hilarious. Anyway, interesting to note, there is a door at the top of this room, but we never go through it. So don't really know why it's there, or what it leads to. Maybe Ghost Suzuki's back there waiting for another rematch, but looks like we're not going to get it. Anyway, as always, pick up the health upgrade and open the chest for the 6th Demi-Seed crest of the game. And we get to sit through more point screens, where we rack up more and more useless points. Get to see all the useless treasures we found. And probably most importantly, get a 1-up, except it's still not useful for us. Anyway, the game will teleport us to the beginning of the dungeon, so we don't have to walk all the way back, thank God. And now it's time to go back to town. Except I'm going the complete wrong way. I think I wanted to explore a little bit, see if there were any health upgrades or anything right here. There's not, so I just wasted a bunch of time. And by a bunch of time, I mean like 15 seconds. Anyway, so like I said, it's time to go back to town. Be careful to avoid these enemies because their shots are pretty strong, though they do drop meat, which I believe is the strongest health restorer in the game. Restorer? Is that a word? Am I just making up words today? It restores the most health of any health pickup in the game, I believe. More than apples, more than victory corn. Anyway, for a dungeon so late in the game, it's not too far from town because it was kind of near that one waterfall. Alright, so I totally pass up one treasure chest earlier to just open this one. It's even a little bit out of my way. I mean, I completely just walked by that other one earlier. But whatever, money's always worth it, except when it's completely useless and we have loads of it. Like, not even funny loads, just ridiculous loads of money. And what do? We go and find more money. It's even more out the way than before. But whatever. Okay, I was kind of walking the wrong way for a second, but we're all good now. Really gotta do something about those ball and chains. Ball and chains? Balls and chain. Balls and chains? I gotta do something about them, because I don't want them. I mean, the drill is so much more useful. Though I think I might hang on to those 6 balls and chains for the rest of the game. Man, I really just can't speak today. Ball and chain. There we go. That's as wrong as it can possibly be. But anyway, we finally made it back to town. So as always, we're going to visit the sheriff. No need to visit the gun store today because we've learned how to use all the weapons we possibly can. So hey, we actually see our dad is in the sheriff's station. Anyway, the sheriff tries to butter up my dad in a totally normal way. And for once, Dad actually says something very sincere. No, you don't want him to be like me, because I'd be a horrible, greedy person. Anyway, we tell the sheriff we've finished off the sixth boss, and he tells us that the electricity surrounding the stone tower is now gone because they've somehow actually done something useful for once in the game. And we gain 2,000 more bucks. Totally useless, but hey, it makes our dad like us a little bit more. And I thought maybe the sheriff would say something different, but he just says the same thing again. So I guess next time we will check out the stone tower. So wait a minute. Looks like Sarah would like to have a word with us. I'm just gonna whip out my bazooka and go talk to my little girlfriend. I think that's kind of funny, like he didn't have it out just for that little cutscene, and he gets it out just to walk to her. Anyway, she's on to us now. She knows there's a little something off about us. Could be because we have been possessed by a space sheriff the whole time. But basically she just says, hey, you're an idiot, but you're not acting like an idiot anymore. What's up? You can't be the same person. Anyway, just before we explain things to her, we hear a mysterious voice. Who could it be? Could it be Demi? No. It's actually the boss of the next dungeon. His name is Baron Alps, yes. And it's actually the first time we encounter a boss before the dungeon we fight them, unless you count Demi speaking to us in the 3rd dungeon. Anyway, this guy's a complete tool and actually kidnaps Sarah for who knows what reason. I mean, I was gonna come after him anyway, but now I guess we have a damsel in distress to save. Interesting turn of events. Anyway, that's about it, as the dramatic music continues to play. I don't like this. I like the town theme better. Anyway, that's all for this time. How will this mysterious cliffhanger end with the capture of our best friend Sarah? Find out next time on the next episode of Gunman's Proof. So as I go to bed, funny going to bed while my little friend is being kidnapped, I will tell you thank you for watching as always, check back next time, and have a great day.